The other day I was watching one of the classic MaxPax versus Clem finals in one of the weekly cups, and I noticed the build that Clem was doing was quite out of the ordinary. Clem is a player that loves being aggressive, but with the backing of at least a somewhat decent economy. He knows he can get back from a small economic deficit, but he almost never goes for really committed all-ins because he can't really macro out of it. This time, however, he played a build order, and I looked at it and I thought to myself, holy crap, Clem, if you don't just kill your opponent, you're freaking dead. That's as all-in or as cheesy as he really goes. I started looking into the replay of the build, and it's actually freaking cool. It is a really fast Cyclone all-in that pretends to get a natural, or well, it gets a natural, it just doesn't use it, with very heavy SCV cuts. And we're going to be playing that. I changed it a little bit. I changed one thing around to make it hit slightly faster, as Clem, of course, not an expert like me when it comes to cheese. But before we get into that, I kind of have to address the elephant in the room. This is not a pimple. This is actually a second brain growing on top of my head. This is a common occurrence for Protoss player. It is through the evolution of humankind, the body manages to adapt. So if it realizes that you have a lot of IQ and it's just stored in one brain, after a while you run out of space, just like on a hard drive, you know. And what can you do? You can either upgrade your current brain, but that's not possible, or you just get a second hard drive. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm growing a second brain on my forehead. This is very common for Protoss players. About 15 to 20% of all Protoss players grow a second brain at some point. Some of them disappear, some of them merge with the main brain. It has never been witnessed in Terran players. I did hear that if you're a Protoss player and you switch to Terran later on, that there is a possibility that you actually lose a portion of your brain. The reason for that is because you just don't need as much brain power if you're a Terran player, of course. Yeah, that's basically the entire story here. Not a pimple, okay? Not a pimple. I'm not 12 anymore. I already went through puberty. I'm not living through this same thing again like I did in high school, guys. All right. I actually built one too many workers, but it's okay. This is a build that is very reliant here on the factory units and a starport unit. So we're going to hit at, well, Clem hit at 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the other side of the map with 8 Marines, 1 Reaper, 1 Cyclone, 1 tank, and a medevac. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. Now, the one thing I'll do different from Clem is over here. Clem went for a medevac. He built this medevac that I'm building right now. But actually, it's better to first build the tank, because your medevac will need to wait for the tank anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cancel this medevac, start the tank, and in the moment I have the money available, I'm instantly going to... I'm instantly going to start that medevac. We're actually going to move out with these guys onto the map as well. My opponent has scouted me. Okay, I've been doing... Oh crap, I forgot to start my medevac. Well, not great, but still will be fine most likely. We're just going to move out on the map. He's opening up with a sentry, which means he's going to have a slower attack. Because we're hitting a little bit later, I'm actually going to be pulling 8 SCVs with this as well. Okay, going to be pulling 8 SCVs with this. This is definitely not brilliant. Okay, gonna send these guys over here. Get one more depot into the mix as well, and you're just going to set up shop in this general area. Okay, you're gonna fly across. We have 6 Marines here already. I can add one more of these. And we want to follow this up with a Viking. So we're cutting a lot of workers. Our total worker count is 25. 4 minutes in. That is actually... That is very late. Or sorry, that's very... yeah, that's a very low worker count. He doesn't have Blink quite yet, because it's not possible to have Blink at this point. You see, he tried to meet me on the middle of the map. He's just picking off these individual SCVs, but most of my Marines are still alive. Let's see if we can clear this. I think we might just be capable of straight up clearing him. There we go. I did not start my next thing though. My next tank in time. Let's see if we can do a little bit of this. Oh yeah, we can do a little bit of this. These guys are coming in too. He's trying to warp in a stalker. Just gonna move this medevac back. I just need to make sure that this medevac stays alive, and as long as it stays alive, there's not a whole lot I can lose to. See, I have the natural, but I only have 19 workers. My main is fairly undersaturated. I have another random worker here as well. Can definitely get my next tank out too. We're just gonna get another medevac. So my goal here is just to clear his natural. As long as I manage to clear his natural, I'm going to be just fine. Now that, of course, it doesn't sound like a very, you know, like it's not a very small ask clearing someone's natural. It's actually pretty tricky to clear someone's natural, but I will most likely manage to do it here because my next tank is about to show up. The moment my next tank shows up, Life is going to be phenomenal for me, I think. Okay. Viking shows up too. Oh, he went for charge, actually. That's interesting. We're gonna try to let the Viking tank over here. And then move it back once it takes a little bit of damage. I'm gonna set up shop here too. I actually want to pull some more workers across the map. See if maybe I can add in a bunker of some sorts. Oh, we have another tank already showing up. God, life moves fast, huh? We're having a good old time. Would you look at that? Liberator comes in as well. He's going to have a final try over here before his base dies. He's not going to have a final try before his base dies. We're going to add in one of these idiots in eBay. I wonder if he has a third base or not. I have my sincere doubts. How did he manage to get a run by past me, by the way? That's pretty crazy. It actually is pretty crazy. I want a Cyclone behind all of this. You guys can stay home too. We're actually just going to move up this ramp. I think he's trying to counterattack, and if his goal is actually to try and counterattack, then as long as we have some units at home, life will be fine. Just going to put this thing in the corner. Put one extra bunker into the mix as well. One tank down here. Another tank down here. Oh, here comes the flank. He might actually have a third base, which I didn't quite expect. If he does have a third base, life could suck. But at the same time, I don't think it is going to suck. GG. There we go. Did he have a third? He did have a third, but he wasn't mining. Another thing that is absolutely huge when you're doing this type of build is that whenever you're playing against a cheesy prick yourself, you're going to be just fine because you have so many freaking units. Like, I'm getting proxy gated. Dude, I have the fastest possible Cyclone that you've ever seen in your life. I have a full wall in front as well. Like, it's impossible to die, which is why I always kind of like playing aggressive stuff in the first place with fast factories. But in this particular case, it's phenomenal. Like, if you have no plans on ever improving and you just want to get a good MMR boost, this is the exact type of build that you want to play. But that tends to be the case for most good cheeses, you know? If you have a good cheese, it should keep you safe in the early game as well, because you're just going to keep so many units. And talking about cheesers, I'm playing against my man Tiger over here. Tiger is one of the, if not just one of the, yeah, actually he's just the cheesiest player that I know on the ladder. I don't think he's ever played a macro game in his entire life. He's trying to, he's probably going to try building a pylon here or something to delay my full wall with the reactor. Something like that wouldn't quite surprise me. I'm also going to use my Reaper to scout around. And this is another thing that you do. So usually if I'm laddering and I'm practicing, you know, I pretend like I don't know what my opponents are doing. But when I'm cheesing like a little prick, my man, I'm blind countering you as hard as is humanly possible, all right? There's absolutely, all stops are being pulled, let me tell you. Okay, 21 workers. This is, oh wait, 21, one more. There you go. It's all I need. I swear it's gonna have a proxy gate. Or a proxy robo. Or something else proxied. It is always a proxy with these guys. The moment you see Clan Hazu on the ladder, or you see Clan Arhive, you know that these guys, they're up to no good. He actually doesn't have anything quite yet, which is kind of crazy. I swear they always cheese. He's just doing this to make me look like an idiot right now. There's gonna be like a zealot moving across. I can smell it already. Okay, so we cut that one worker, so we can instantly start these bad boys. Then we're gonna start our Cyclone right now. Basically the moment we can. There you go, look at that. How beautiful is that, my friends? And we need a depot at 27, okay? It's going to be part 2. We have a small cut here in our Marines. 21 workers total, by the way, this is. 21 workers total, okay? Look how beautiful this is going. Oh my god. Can I build one more worker? I don't think I can. Oh! We'll try anyway. One more set of Marines. Depot is about to finish up, just barely in time. Oh, look at him. I'm just going to open the door for him too. If you don't mind, I'm going to open the door for him. I'm just going to, should probably cancel that. So we're going to move out with this thing. Look at the timing here on the medevac. Oh my god, this is orgasmic, Harstem. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. One more set of Marines. Look at these guys. Oh. Oh, no. I think I can get up here now. He's definitely going to finish that. He's definitely gonna finish that. Okay. We're just gonna send a couple of these idiots across the map as well. We can maybe even put them here in the medevac. There you go. Our next tank starts instantly. Look how much faster I'm hitting now than in previous game. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Okay, well, we can actually just piss off then. We can actually just piss off. So I'm gonna set up shop over here. Look at you, buddy. You're taking a lot of damage, aren't you? You're taking a lot of damage. Okay, so he lost that guy. He's not actually attacking right now. Did I lose all of my SCVs? No, I didn't. He's about to run out of some crap, though. Let me tell you that much. We're gonna drop another one of these idiots. You're coming in as well here, brother. You're coming in as well. Just gonna set up shop right now. Just gotta make sure that I clear all of these little air units. If I clear those, I think I might just be fine. Could also be wrong. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Can I repair this? I think I can. I think I can. Oh, look at him shoot. That is beautiful too. I have more things coming in, right? Okay, we still have 19 workers here. If I clear this in the next few seconds, that would be phenomenal. Oh, cleared that. Look at this. Look at this, my dudes. Look at this. You're never going to produce anything useful anymore in your life. Just going to set up shop over here. The only thing that matters is getting a Viking out right now. And we still have the double... Like, you have one base mining, that's the thing. And your opponent will also have one base mining, but without the mules. So you initially give up a little bit of mining. And then eventually you clear their natural. And life is just going to be fine. And that's pretty much what you're playing for. Let's see how many phoenixes. Actually, I don't want to see how many phoenixes. I'm not going to scout with a Viking to see how many phoenixes this guy has. That would be a terrible play. That would legitimately be a terrible play. What I am going to do, however... Oh. Hello, how about you shoot at the right thing? See if I can borrow this one. Look at this. We're just running away. Where's my next... Oh, GG. Where's my next tank is what I was going to ask, but it didn't matter. Because he was already dead. We've seen it work twice against Protoss now. So now it's time to start, you know, pushing the boundaries on what mankind believes to be possible. We're going to try it against the Terran as well. Now, I have a theory about this. I think theoretically this could work against Terran if they scout. The problem that I have whenever I play TVT is that majority of the time I'm playing against people that don't really care about what I do. They're incapable of kind of falling for mind games because they're not smart enough. They don't have a second brain, sadly for them. So, you know, you're playing all these very complex mind games. And they just don't fall for them. We're going to build the CC on the low ground here this time around. So hopefully they'll scout it. It's important for them to see that there's going to be a command center. Protoss knows that there should be a command center because there's no Terran builds without a command center generally, unless it's like very heavy one base all-ins. But against Terrans, you know, Terrans, they would definitely like to get that bit of confirmation. They would love to get that bit of confirmation. Okay, gonna need to get one more worker in here. We have beautiful worker split, by the way. We're gonna have a great eco in this game. The best economy, one could even say. Okay, here we go. Depot comes from here. Usually you build your depot where the Reaper is gonna jump up, but I don't actually care that much. So just gonna leave it over here. Make sure that our factory starts. We're going to execute this build so well this game, let me tell you. It's going to be the best execution you guys will have ever seen. How many more workers do I need to build? Okay, we have 19, so I need to add in 2 more workers to kind of complete all of this. Going to insta-rally this guy in here as well. This is going to be so beautiful. I love it when over the course of like 3-4 games, you manage to slightly tighten things up and then you hit like 3 seconds faster. It's not really going to be relevant, but it just feels correct to do it, you know? That's the most important thing. When you're optimizing for stuff, it doesn't really matter whether it has an impact. It should feel like it has an impact. And then the impact will naturally happen. That's what they usually say. Okay, here comes the CC. Oh, I said I was going to build on the low ground. There you go. Optimize it for high ground. Hate to see it. Okay, we're just moving this across the map. I kind of want him to go across the map as well, or at least I wouldn't really mind it. Oh, here comes the starport, straight as a follow-up. Oh, this is beautiful. We're going to keep this in the middle, and because we're getting a straight Cyclone, or a Cyclone straight away. Can I afford that? No, probably should have cancelled that one worker. Yeah, it was a mistake. I hate to see it. I hate when I make mistakes. I think I might be capable of occupying this place. I'm just keeping a very close eye on this, okay? Very, very close eye on this. Ideally, I'm capable of occupying this space, but there is a chance that he's going to be pushing across the map. But it just allows me to have some vision over here, basically. That's really all it does. It's really all it does. I'm going to already send my next tank, set that up, make sure that it starts. He still isn't here, by the way. That is pretty crazy. That actually is pretty crazy. We could move these all across the map. Let's see if we can actually do it. Oh, this is the best execution by far. Except I forgot one. Marine! Oh, please hit him. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, just gonna move these back a little bit. Can I hit one more? Oh, just barely don't get it, huh? Just barely don't get it. Okay, come on, buddy. We're going to send these bad boys straight across the map. We have our next tank on the way already. And our next Viking is also on the way already. Can I pick this idiot up? Oh, wow, no, he's here. Oh, this was suboptimal, I think. Let's see if we can just straight up jump into his main base. That might not be too bad, huh? We're just going to set up shop in the middle. So I bet his tank is going to be delayed. He did build quite a few units early on. Let's send this one in here. Follow it up with another barracks as well. And we'll drop the tank. Come on, buddy. Ooh, he actually did kill pretty much everything at this point. How am I gonna do this then? How about we just play a double starport all in behind this? How does that sound to you guys? I think that sounds pretty freaking amazing in my mind. We have added already another pretty useless thing. We don't have that many workers. That is, I guess, the one disadvantage of cutting workers the entire time in the early game. We might still have a follow-up. So just kind of chilling here in the middle of the map. Ideally, I go for another attack before this attack, then kind of the big attack hits with the double. So we're just gonna kind of move out over here. I would love to keep on the pressure, basically. That's my goal here in life. Okay, just keeping on the pressure. I think getting that the second barrack is a huge blunder, by the way. But whatever. Whatever. Let's see. Let's see if we can make do. I don't think we can make do. So we can move in here. You can actually lower yourself onto the ground. Should've got low. Apple bottom jeans. Oof, with the fur. This idiot was losing his natural. Okay, dealing a lot of damage now. I'm definitely clearing stuff here too. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Don't base trade the king. Oh, 1k minerals. Okay, remember when I said earlier that I believe that the siege tank before the medevac is better? Because the siege tank takes 32 seconds, medevac 30, so it means you can leave a little bit quicker. And I thought that those 2 seconds were very important. I messaged Clem about it and I asked him, like, hey, why don't you do it like this? He said he believes that the faster Viking timing that comes behind it is more important. He said a lot of the time the Viking is something that actually deals quite a bit of damage, and he finds it very important for the push, more so than a third factory unit. So that is his explanation. I showed him some of the replays that I've been playing, and I showed him that I can hit like a full 2-3 seconds quicker. And well, I'm still waiting for his answers, but he didn't seem very convinced by my logic. So I just wanted, you know, his side of the story to be out there as well. Of course, I expect all of you to back me up when this argument, you know, comes to its epic conclusion at some point in the future. We'll have like an official debate about the merits of each, you know, particular thing. But I really don't think, like, majority of the push is already done by the time the Viking arrives. Like, I personally don't see such a huge deal. But, you know, he's a significantly better player than I am. He might understand certain scenarios better. I also discussed the possibility of building, like, tech on the edge to reach the opponent's base even faster, and he said if there is a potential follow-up, then that might actually hurt you. And I said, well, if you do it my way, the starport can be on the edge, but the factory can just be in its normal position pretty much. And he said that sounded interesting as well. So yeah, well, there's no real conclusion yet to this argument, but I do believe in the future we will see Clem playing it my way, if he will play it again. Of course, after this video, this build is going to skyrocket in popularity. So it honestly wouldn't completely surprise me if he'll never want to play this build again, you know, because it'll be too popular. It will be too popular. And Clem is, you know, he's like one of the dudes that only plays stuff that isn't popular, or he has to have made it himself. You know, he doesn't care so much. He can win with anything, okay? He doesn't need build orders like regular folk do. Okay, this looks okay for me. We're just going to add in our starport over here. I'm just attacking this pylon. I'm not entirely sure why I'm doing that, but maybe later on it will... I've seen players do this type of stuff. Like insane micro. Wow, we're not going to do that because I feel like I'm going to mess up my build out there. You know, whenever I see people do this, like they over micro a certain situation and forget the really important things in life, like building your first Cyclone on time, and I'm like, man, it's such a waste. I don't actually care so much about dealing like 20 shield damage against an adept. I really do care about dealing serious damage, you know, or hitting 5 seconds faster. I think it's going to be a way bigger deal. He's building a battery already, which is interesting. Okay, so this is the point of contention. I believe the tank should be built first because it takes 32 seconds. Clem believes that the medevac first, so you can get a faster, much faster, much faster, like 4 seconds faster Viking. That's basically it. I'm already hitting quite late, by the way. I think I pulled out of gas a little bit too fast in this particular way of executing it. So, you know, all of those optimizations just to pull out of gas too fast, you hate to see it. I'm gonna have more workers though as a result, so that's something at least. We're just moving across the map with this because we want to hit as tight as humanly possible. I also think just getting another Cyclone as a follow-up or another tank a little bit quick is also not a bad thing to have. But once again, Clem really likes the Viking for whatever reason. We're just going to send this thing out. Just going to be sending this thing out. And here comes my Viking. And it's going to be fairly delayed here compared to what he had. It's going to be fairly delayed. We can fly this thing down as well. Actually, is it fairly delayed? This is a completely fine timing. Ooh, here he is. I wonder if I'm supposed to wait for my Viking right now or not. Because this feels like a scenario in which the Viking would actually add quite a bit of stuff, you know? See if I can deal a bit of damage. Hey, brother. You're gonna lose that pylon. It's also possible that in certain situations what I do is better, in other situations what he does is better. But I would never admit that. There should always be one correct answer to everything. Otherwise, it's not really correct. What the hell is this? More Marines? Just gonna start attacking a little bit at least. Like, I'm not really in a hurry because he's not gonna get any big tech here, you know? He's actually not gonna get any big tech here at all. So we can move this one slightly further forward. I could start adding in bunkers too. At some point, he's going to get one Immortal, and that will be the first, like, new tech unit pretty much, right? That's going to be the first thing where I'm like, okay, that might be interesting for me to have a look at that, so to speak. Like, to see if I can hit before he gets that unit out, but I think at that point, my Marine count is going to be phenomenal already. Let's see if we can clear this thing. Hell yeah, we can clear this thing already. Okay, double lock on over here. That thing should die, I think. Okay, here comes this bad boy. Gonna make sure that I don't lose everything to the Immortal. He's lifted quite a few dudes right now. Let's see if I can clear that. No GG. And another win. I think that's just going to be it for me today. Thanks for watching. Tell me, who do you believe is right in the comments? Me or Clem? Spoiler, it's me.